In this presentation box here, I have an 8-way digital video recorder or an 8-camera DVR. Okay, so you see it comes in a very compact box. And in front of me here, I have all the parts that come inside of this box. Now, the main feature obviously is the DVR itself, but I'm going to start off by discussing the ancillary equipment that comes with it. There's a mouse here. You can see it has a USB port, or it pushes into a USB port. We have a power unit for it. It's a 3-pin plug. It has a kettle-like connector here, and the output on this is 2.5 amps, 12 volts. We have a remote control for operating the DVR. We have a user manual, and on the back of the user manual you see there's a little pack in here, and it screws, and this is basically for screwing in a hard drive into this. It can support up to 2 terabyte hard drive can go into this. And then what we have here as well is we have the mini CD here as well. So what I'm going to do next is, I'm just going to move this box out of the way. I'm just going to go through and give an overview of what we can achieve here in terms of the functions on the front of the box. So the first thing to note is there's a USB port here, so we can add something like a USB key to upgrade the firmware, etc. on it. So some other features as well, such as, you know, if we had a recording inside here, we want to transfer it onto an external hard drive to bring it away, to show it to the guards, whatever like that, it's possible to do it here. In terms of the functionality on it then, we have a lot of the functions that we have available on the remote controller available here: the forward, rewind, the pause, to search, PTZ control, record, escape, etc. And we have an up and down, right and left, and select button as well. So, you know, a lot of features there. And if we come along and we look on the back of the DVR itself, then we can see here, in terms of inputs, how many cameras can we connect? Well, there's a total of 8 inputs. There's 4 here and 4 BNC connectors here on the input side. And in terms of outputs, we'll see we have outputs here. We have 2 BNC outputs here. And then in terms of audio out, there's 1 audio out and 1 audio in. Now, some more higher range DVRs, you can actually have an audio input with every single camera, but in reality very, very few cameras have audio inputs. So this type of more basic feature suits most applications quite well. In terms then, we have an Ethernet port, and we have 2 USB ports here. So we can see here, like I described in the front there, we can use that for adding an external hard drive. Also, we'll say the USB key would obviously push in here, and you can see one of the USBs here, you know, we'll just slot it directly in. In terms then of running the output, the image here to a monitor or something like that, so we can see the output from the actual DVR right next to it, we'd use a VGA cable here, okay, and just run it directly there. And then we'll say it's a sort of a high-spec feature on it here is the RS485 cable, and that would typically be used for something like a PTZ control, okay? If we come along there and we look at the actual power input on it here, this is where our power lead that I showed earlier actually pushes in, okay? So in terms of this DVR, who would it suit and things of this? Well, what we found on this particular one is that it's a low-cost DVR, but in terms of the actual features on it, it's actually very, very impressive. You know, we've tested a lot of ways, both in different cameras. We've tested the ability to access it from the iPhone in terms of the easy using the menus, etc. And it is a very, very you know, impressive unit, particularly at the price that we have it on. So in terms of if you have a smaller unit, house, something like that, and you just need 4 cameras, we have a 4-camera version, and we also have a larger 16-camera version as well. The fact that it supports up to 2 terabytes is also impressive. Now, what we would have also available on the tvtrade.ie website is a more impressive version of this in terms of for professional use and all the rest of it, but it comes at a much higher cost, and for most people, whether it's worth their extra investment, I would say, given all the features that are available on this, it's doubtful. So that's the overview of the 8-way DVR available on tvtrade.ie.